I mean, with one rider you're probably over the moon, and then an injury for another rider. So how would you describe the weekend? Probably mixed feelings?
We describe like the last one, half and half. So I'm pretty happy about Nicolo's one. Also this weekend he really showed that he has the speed to lead the championship, and he did 2 solid starts, and time practice was good. So just small mistakes on the second motor which cost him let's say some points, but in the end he's there, and so I'm happy about it. And the other way around with Aaron, sorry for him, because since the second moto in Portugal, the DNF motors, due to stupid things and crashes and some things happens, like yesterday he was P3, and then a small mistake goes to P7, and a small mistake goes to P18, and then another small mistake crash. When he stand up, one rider hit him on the leg and bike. So the only positive thing is that he's not a big injury, so he has nothing broken. He of course has pain on the leg, but I think he will be ready soon to go back racing. So a little bit sweet and bitter.
And earlier in the season, Aaron, I mean, he was unbelievable. He probably surprised everybody. The last few rounds, too many DNFs, you know, when he had the red plate. Is that frustrating, or at the same time we probably need to remember how young he is? You know, it's his first time he's been in this situation, battling for such a big championship.
Actually, if we see, I think when he's riding like he knows, then he can be very much, really much fast. And he can be on the front, but like you said, 14 years old, when you do a mistake and you get in the loop that what's going on, then of course he can also be missing up some things and doing some mistakes, which is human. You have to accept when you take a 14 years old rider, and I think he will. The only, like, my wish is that he learns from these mistakes, and he will remember for the future, because how to ride a bike he knows pretty well. So this is important for me.
And Nicolo, he was the other way around. He was sort of making mistakes at the start of the season, but now the last three rounds really showed how mature he is. And like Aaron, he also knows how to ride a bike. So it's all mental. You know, if you get the mental side sorted, he should be able to win this title now. He's got a nice points gap.
Yeah, you get, if I'm not wrong, 30 points gap, and but this is, I don't take care too much to the championship, to be honest. I want that the riders perform well and show the growing during the year and during the seasons, because my goal and also KTM goal with this project is not just to win the title, but to give to the riders the right tools, let's call it like this, to become a further MX2 good rider. So that's the goal, and my let's say first one goal is to give them as more as possible information that they can use it when they would need on the future. And
last year you worked with Gran Dunson, Dutch kid. Obviously you didn't get the title in the end, but what was it like working with him? And he's also very talented.
It was really amazing, because kids, 99% of the times they are pretty good, but to deal with the families is always more complicated. I have to say that I'm pretty lucky with that. Maybe I choose the right families. I have no problems with anyone, but Dunson one was really on top of the list for sure.
And looking ahead for the rest of the season now, any expectations from what you want from both of them? I guess with Aaron, you just want him to ride like how he did earlier in the season.
Exactly, you're right. That's what I want to see from Aaron. When he steps back on the bike, he has to be ready to show what he's shown in the beginning of the season, and I'm gonna be happy. Doesn't matter if he finish second, third, fifth, or on the championship. That's not my goal, as I told you. But important is that he learn from the mistakes and progress the technique and the riding skill, which is for me important to become an MX2 rider.
And you used to be a coach / trainer. Now with this team, you're a team manager. How different is that role, and are you enjoying the team management role, and do you still do a bit of coaching with the riders too?
Of course, they are young kids. I think on the small team as we are, we cannot have two person that they are doing 2 different jobs. So I'm doing the managing the team and also kind of training to the riders. And also we have not to forget that we talk about kids that they are going to school and they are busy with families. One is living in Hungary, the other one is living 2 hours far from my own place. But at least we get organized to do some training camps, especially in the winter time. We spend a lot of time together. Aaron, for example, was over 2 months, almost 3 months by me in the winter time, and with this you build up some riding skills, but for sure more relationship between the person together involved on the team, and this is what is counting more. Right?
And you've been Italian Motocross the Nations team manager now for many years. Do you enjoy that role, and do you see yourself in that role for the foreseeable future as well?
I'm still doing this year the team manager for Motocross of Nations. When KTM steps on the 1 to 5 team and they ask me to do this job, do not have any, let's say, tricky situation, I stop with the yacht. So I say to the federation that I would stop with the yacht coaching and to the team manager of the yacht teams. But I'm still doing the Motocross of Nations team manager, and this I really like. It's good. It's just one event per year, but takes energies from November the year before. As soon as you finish, you're already thinking about next year. So it's 365 days per year job, because you have to deal with many things and get organized, get the budget, organize with riders, with the teams. So it's quite a lot. You don't think, nobody thinks about it, but it's quite a big part of many hours per day you have to spend on it.
And it probably won't be that long really until you sort of have to think about picking a team. One rider I'd like to ask you about is Andrea Dammo. Obviously he was world champion 2 years ago, but I feel like he's probably riding better this year. From your opinion, what's it been like watching him this year? He seems mentally strong, and he's probably faster and fitter than he's ever been.
I would say he's not faster. It just becomes, he's also, for him, was learning process. The first year nobody expected that he could be a champion, then he take the chance, he really fight for the chance. When somebody else give this chance to him, then he really pushed to get it, and he got it. And last year was a little bit more complicated, but still he still was riding good the bike. He didn't forget how to ride the bike, but some situation was not the luckiest year. And this year I think he's more consistent, he's more convinced about his possibilities, and I think he's doing a really great job. And I think he will fight for the title till the end.
And Matteo Guarnini and Andrea Bonacorsi, obviously very, very young in MXGP. Matteo's got the Ducati project, which is exciting, and probably also for you as well because you're Italian. What's it like watching those guys develop in MXGP, and probably the toughest class in the world?
Yeah, it's pretty good, because don't forget that I've been working with those guys since they were 65 riders. So for me, I feel like I would not say like my sons, but almost, because I spend a lot of hours on the track and out of the track. I have a really close relationship, and I think this is really important when you go to, for example, to these nations, and the atmosphere and the feeling what you have with those guys. Anyone, Adamo, it's a family with me because he's together with my sister-in-law, so it's kind of, I'm in this business since quite many years, and I've been spending time with a lot with all of them, and really with Lata, Zanchi, everyone, Ferrato. So it's really nice the feeling is so good when we are there, that everyone gives this small percentage more for the success.
And last question, Alberto Ferrato, obviously he's injury issues the last couple of years really. For him to get himself back in the Motocross the Nations picture, what do you want to see between now and the end of the year?
I know how Alberto is quite a tough guy, so he will fight to come back on the position which counts on the MXGP, and I'm quite honest with all the guys. I have 6 guys now in the list which are let's say possible candidates for the Nations, 3 in MX2, 3 in MXGP. So everyone knows that when it's going to be a deadline for the team to be for the entries, then I will pick up the best 3. That's it. So everybody is informed. Yeah,
actually, I forgot to ask you about Valero Lato. What was it like to see him win yesterday? I would say probably a little bit unexpected, only because we know how fast the guys are at the front of MX2. But at the same time, he looked completely in control and didn't get flustered. He made it look like he had won plenty of races in the past.
I I mean, we cannot discuss how he rides the bike, because he's really nice to watch and really technical rider, and he has a really good skills. But till now he had some up and down. But you know how it is. MX2 is a tough season. He got this year a good chance. I think he will improve during the season. But he already shown on the last weekends, also on the beginning of the season, that the speed is there, the technique is there. So he has a good package, and I'm quite convinced that he can keep him working. He can be one of the guys in the future.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck for the rest of the season.